Good morning, guys. It's Saturday. I'm about to go for my walk, so let's weigh in. And look at this this little one down here. She's feeling much better. All right, so let's see. Saturday, June 7th. So, you guys, and per usual, I'm gonna lay you guys down because I don't want any shenanigans on my scale. Okay. All right, just as I thought. I didn't lose that much with my refeed yesterday because of the day before. So I knew I was probably not going to lose that much. And that's fine. I'm still okay with that. And this week has been hectic with my workouts too, because just between appointments and the doggy problem and that pill, like I didn't go to the gym yesterday because that pill made me feel icky. So I'm not taking that pill anymore, and I think that's the best decision. So I feel good enough today to go for my walk, so I'm gonna do that. Yesterday I was 228.8, so I lost a few ounces. Yeah, so now that I can get back with my workouts and stuff, that'll probably help. And another thing I'm making a commitment to is getting much more water in. I've been doing terrible with my water, you guys. And I partly want to blame it on the smoothies, because the smoothies, I don't make the smoothie and then just drink it down in 15 minutes. And again, because of how my body is, I can't do that or I'll get sick. So I just have to do better. I sip on the smoothie, therefore I'm sipping on that instead of drinking water. So I got to do better. I got to get my water in. And when I'm doing my workouts and stuff, I do better at getting my water in because I'm hot and sweaty and thirsty. So this coming week will probably be better. Yeah, so that's that. I'll probably be back later. I got to get this walk in. Lots to do today, just like adulting stuff, getting laundry done. I got to bathe my little doggy. Things like that. But I'll be back at some point. All right, you guys, have a great day. See you later. Bye. I'm back. I said I wanted to talk about health problems and stuff when you're overweight, more specifically obese. Sorry about my glasses. I'm one of those people who's been overweight a good part of my life, but I've never been diabetic. I've never had high blood pressure, your typical overweight person problems. Excuse me. And I know there's a lot of overweight people that I've talked to that have said the same thing. Well, yes, I'm overweight, but I don't, I'm healthy. I've never said that because I know that's not really possible. And although I've never had diabetes or high blood pressure and that, I now suffer the consequences of being overweight most of my life. And what I mean by that is, I mean, it's just because you're don't have high blood pressure or you're not diabetic, it still takes a toll on your body. Wear and tear on your heart, your lungs, your joints, and that's where I suffer, because so many years of being overweight has really taken its toll on my joints. So that's where I struggle now. Also, unrelated to my weight, I have fibromyalgia, and related to my weight, definitely. I mean, not completely, because when you get older, most older people do get arthritis. But I'm sure I didn't do my body any favors by being overweight so many years. So arthritis, and as of about, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, give or take, I started getting neuropathy in my feet. So the neuropathy is definitely non-diabetes related, because I'm not diabetic. So there could be reasons behind that. Now, I've had a lot of surgeries. Well, I don't know, it might be a lot compared to other people. It's not really a lot, but when I was in my 30s, 40s, something like that, I was in my 40s. I had a cervical fusion, and yeah, I mean, I really didn't have any, I healed great from it, but there's now trying to say that's possibly why I'm having neuropathy in my feet now, so from that surgery. Last year, I decided that it was going to be the year of surgeries, because there was a couple of surgeries I needed, and I kept pushing them off, and I wasn't ready, and I didn't want to do it, and let's wait. But then as time went on, pain-wise, I had to take care of those surgeries. So because I'm an idiot, I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do 2024? I'm going to have both the surgeries. Get them over with. And so that's what I did last year. I had 2 surgeries. I spent the whole year getting surgeries and healing from surgeries. The first surgery I had was my left shoulder. I'm so sorry, you guys. This frog won't get out of my throat. My left shoulder, they replaced it because it was really bad with arthritis, bone on bone. And then I had my right foot had again arthritis, and there was like a major surgery they could have done on that foot, but they decided they didn't want to do that one, because I also had 2 very large bone spurs on the top of my foot. So they decided, let's start there, let's remove those bone spurs, and then later, if the pain doesn't go away, we'll have to do the major surgery, which would be to fuse the foot. So I was good with that. We removed the bone spurs, had both those surgeries, healed from both of those surgeries. My shoulder's fine. My foot, I'm struggling a little bit with now, which makes sense. I know the foot surgeon which comes down to being overweight and trying to get good health care. But I know he sees me, and if you go in and you say, oh, I'm struggling, it still hurts and all that, in his head he's probably thinking, yeah, I'm not surprised, you're overweight. And he's right. Like, I also, like 3 years ago, tore the meniscus in my right knee, and I had to have that repaired. So yes, if you're having surgeries on your lower body, hips, knees, feet, and you're overweight, And I'm not talking 10 pounds. Y'all know I'm talking very overweight, obese. Yeah, it's going to be a rough ride if you have to have those surgeries. My knee was a bit of a rough ride, but I got through it. My foot now I'm struggling with that, getting ready to have a cortisone shot here in about 2 weeks, just to help me along. So, of course, the shoulder isn't complicated by my weight, thank goodness. So, now here I'm trying to lose weight because I know I got to do my part. I know that. I got to do my part. Having all this weight on my knees and feet and all that, it's not doing me any favors. So I'm trying to do what I can to do my part. I'm so sorry, you guys. And I probably won't edit it out. I might. We'll see. So, and it's always been my experience since I've been overweight most of my life that's very hard. It's very hard getting good health care because if you're overweight, and again, very overweight, and you walk into a doctor's office, they can't see past it. They can't, everything's because of your weight, your weight, your weight, your weight. And you go in there because you have a wart on your elbow, and they're like, yes, because you're fat. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I think it's so ridiculous, but I get it, because the truth is, when I was 300 pounds, that is the treatment I got, and it was hard to get them to treat me for my issues because you're fat, like they just can't see past the fat. And then, like I said, I went on this journey and I lost all this weight and went from 300 to 160. And I'm telling you, going to the doctor was like a whole different experience. It's crazy. And I get it, I do, but a whole different experience, like kind and caring and let's see what we can do, and you poor thing. Very just normal. They try to help you the best they can. And so since I've been in both obese and I lost most of the weight because my goal was 150 and I got down to 161, I know it's just different. It's just different. You're just going to be treated different in the medical field. So I want to get back to that because I want to get good health care. And I will also say, when I lost that much weight, even though I didn't want to admit it, they're right. You do feel better. You do. Oh, your knees are hurting so bad, and then you lose 140 pounds and your knees all of a sudden feel better. Yeah. So I have to admit to that a lot of things were better. I felt better. Is losing a ton of weight gonna get rid of my fibromyalgia? No. But it will make me feel better. I won't struggle as much. Is it gonna make my arthritis go away? No. But it's gonna stop making matters worse, with the arthritis. The weight is just going to irritate it even more and progress it even more. So, the neuropathy, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I know that this is not just me. I've talked to many overweight people who experience the same thing, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to go in to say, oh, I have this rash on my arm, and they're like, yeah, you're fat. But that is part of my reason for wanting to get the weight back off and so I can get good health care as I get older, you guys. All right. Once again, you see my weight. I just lost a few points, and I was expecting that. And then tomorrow I'm doing a mixed macro meal, so we'll see what happens Monday. But I'm not stressed out about it, and I'm looking forward to my mixed macro meal tomorrow. And then I really have to think about what I'm going to be doing on Monday, because I don't know. I don't know about this pure sugar diet, considering my body doesn't handle sugar well. So I might have to move from sugar fasting over to sugar dieting, which I know a lot of people just eat sugar all day and then their last meal has some protein or starch or whatever. I may be moving to that. All right, we're already at 12 minutes, which means I got some editing to do, and it's already 20 after 4. All right, you guys, I will talk to y'all whenever. I'll see you when I see you. Send you guys so much love, peace, and blessings, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you in the next one.